Oh, man. Okay, I have a confession to make about my prediction that the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to win the NBA Finals, which is what we're watching right now, in 7 games. I no longer love that prediction. I have doubts, grave doubts about that prediction. Rejoice, NBA world. The Thunder are in huge trouble. The boring old Oklahoma City Thunder that you want to go away and leave you alone are in serious danger of crumbling in 6 games. That's because nobody wants to hear this. You only want to hear about the alien, the greatest player we've ever seen, who had 4 rebounds in Game 3. But here's the God's truth about what's going on. The Oklahoma City Thunder are down 2 starters, and it's no longer a fair fight, and I don't love the chances of either starter being back for the crucial, pivotal, for the Thunder, win or else, Game 5 at home on Tuesday night. Again, Jalen Williams came back, J-Dub, came back for Game 1 of this series, and I thought, okay, it's going to be hard to sort of ingratiate him in the flow of it, but he's an all-star. He was 2nd team all-defense last year. He's really, really long and really, really good as a combo guard who can handle it and score it and create his own shot. He had 26 in Game 1 that the Thunder should have won. They had 4 shots to win it, 1 at the end of regulation by Shea. 3 at the end of the first overtime. 1 by AJ. 2 by Dub. You got me there. But they had those shots to win the game. They had no shot to win the game tonight at San Antonio because they're down 2 scorers and starters and defenders in Dub and AJ, who had been averaging 20 a game through the playoffs. He's really, really slick and good with the basketball. He can dribble it. He can create. He can score. They're big-time players, and the rest of the Thunder know they're big-time players. And they take a little bit of the onus and the pressure and responsibility off the back-to-back MVP. Now, here's the problem with the back-to-back MVP. It's no shock to me. The memo came down. Right now, Stephon Castle can do anything he wants to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and it's not going to be a foul. He can bang him. He can body him. He can scratch and claw him. He can play freaking football with him, and it's not going to be a foul. He did have 5 fouls tonight, Castle. That should have been 25. It's every single possession. He just knows he can get away with playing football on SGA. Nobody in this league takes more punishment than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the free throw merchant. Shot 7 tonight. 1 was a technical, if memory serves. 7. Tonight, the Thunder shot 18 total free throws, while the Spurs shot 32. Wemby has become the most protected player in the game. He can get away with anything on the defensive end. That's just not a foul. He got one where he just tackled Shai and they called a foul. Just knocked him down. And then he gets away with offensive fouls. You just blow on him and it's a foul. You just run by him, it's a foul on the offensive end because he's it. He's the alien. He's the greatest we've ever seen. He now owns the game of basketball. He now owns the psyche of the referees. The league needs Wemby. The league will get Wemby. I just don't like the way this is going. And obviously tonight, they tried to make a big deal of Shea wasn't doubled. Yeah, he was. He was definitely shaded by another defender, but the Spurs did do a great job of staying relatively home on the spot-up shooters. But all of a sudden, the bench players that know they're bench players, the fire starters, the momentum changers are suddenly counted on early. Did you see they came in like 3 minutes into the game? Jared McCain went from off-radar TikTok star to tonight, star. We need you to be the co-star. Jared McCain tonight scored 4 points on 1 of 10 and 0 of 5. Game 3 was the Jared McCain game. Tonight was the Jared McCant game. Good Lord, have mercy. Just shot us out of the game. Finally made a little dipsy-do at the rim late. I think it was his last shot that he finally made. I think he was 0 for 9. Missed all of his threes. None of them even close. It wasn't like he was lipping them. Caruso, he just runs out of gas. He played 14 minutes tonight, scored 0. I think Dagnall just said, I'm going to save what's left of him for Game 5 because we're going to need him. Took 1 shot tonight. Didn't take a 3. He was raining threes on Wemby, as you know, in the previous games. Then Jalen Williams, J-Will, has been a deadly spot-up three-point shooter for this team, and he goes 1 of 7 from 3 tonight, and I think his last one was an air ball. Aaron Wiggins used to be electric off the bench for this team. I don't know what's become of him. He was 2 of 11 tonight. Just looks like his confidence is shot, and they had to reach all the way down for him tonight because you're down 2 starters, and it pushes up the bench. Isaiah Joe is their best shooter, but he couldn't get a look, and he couldn't get any heat going at all. He was 2 of 7 from 3, made 1 late. Maybe he's something of an answer. Shea played too many minutes again tonight, had 19 points on 6 of 15, had 4 turnovers. But the Thunder, for once, they out-turnovered the opponent. They had 14-12. So they smoke you with pot. They points off turnovers, not tonight. San Antonio played a perfect basketball game against the Thunder. They were ready strategically. They were ready emotionally. They spilled energy all over the Thunder from the jump. Thunder hung in. Wemby hit the walk-off from half court at the end of the half. I thought maybe they'd make a little run in the third quarter. Casey Wallace finally made a 3 to start the third quarter, and they crumbled. They just didn't have it. They just couldn't buy a shot tonight. Nobody could make a shot that mattered. You could just see they just knew that if Shea has to dribble the ball up and try to create all of his offense against 3 Spurs, with Wemby playing center field back in the lane, it's just too hard. If Steph Castle can foul the hell out of him every time, it's just too hard on him. He's just taking too much punishment. He's just going to get too worn out because the Spurs know the league wants the Spurs to win. The league needs Wemby. The league needs Stephon Castle to football Shai Gilgeous-Alexander out of the game. They don't want the Thunder anymore. The Thunder ruin ratings. Nobody likes the Thunder outside of Thunder Nation. Nobody. Trust me, I know. I'm in the national media. I hear it every day, every way, from every direction. Get them the hell out of our sight. The NBA needs Wemby. They need, the league needs the alien. The league does not need, I don't know why. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the most underappreciated, underloved, underrespected player in my lifetime of covering the NBA that I've ever seen. Not even close. As I tweeted the other day, SGA, he's savant, he's genius, he's auteur. He's playing on a level above everybody else, unless the guy guarding him has no rules. If you make a savant basketball player play football, he can't be a savant, he can't be a genius, he can't be an auteur, because you're saying it's no longer basketball, it's just football. And that's why without two starters who can handle the ball, who can create, who create problems for the Spurs because they're gifted players, without them both, the truth is, I don't know, they got very little shot. That's the God's truth. Because SGA's kind of half a man now. All of his numbers are down because they're just letting all the Spurs get away. Vassell gets away with it. All of their Champagny, they're just hacking and grabbing and body banging on Shai. Just pound on him, pound on him. It's not basketball anymore. SGA plays a genius level of basketball that I can't see anymore. It's heck, I love the Thunder, having grown up in Oklahoma City. I love this team, but I can't see this team anymore because now it's SGA or bust. And obviously Wemby's going to get his. He 11 of 22, he had 33 points. He had 8 rebounds tonight. He doubled his rebounds from 3. He had 3 more blocks. He's going to have at least 3 every game. At least it wasn't 12. But what are the odds that Dub is going to come back? He's got double hamstring pulls. Okay, so he sucks it up. If you know hamstrings, I unfortunately really, really know hamstring pulls. If you have both of them, and you try to come back and play basketball as opposed to just trying to run straight, like run distance like I run. It's hard enough to run distance, but side to side, they're just going to re-pull. If you rush it back, and this is going to require a rush back on both sides, he's not going to be able to play. He lasted for a while in game 1, and then you know what happened. Early game 2. Gone. And now, A.J. Mitchell, he's a really gifted kid who keeps showing you that, had shown you that, and all of a sudden, he takes a knee to the thigh, but that's not what happened. The other night, he pulled his soleus. It's a calf muscle. It's a bitch. Once you pull it, it's the primary calf muscle connecting into the ankle. It's no good. Once it goes, you're not going to be able to salvage it 3 or 4 days. He's done. I just know it. I know both of them are done. And then all of a sudden the bench becomes primary, and then now what? I don't know. I honestly, I don't have an answer for this. If you're going to let them just play bully ball against Shai, and he doesn't have his 2 best teammates as far as backcourt co-stars, scoring ball handlers. If you're down 2 of them, you know, Case and Walsh doesn't handle very well. Dort doesn't handle very well. Isaiah Joe doesn't handle very well. I thought Aaron Wiggins used to. I don't know what happened to him, but he's not there. Dagnall pushed that button tonight. I don't know. You know, Caruso is a fire starter whose pilot light went out tonight. He just didn't have it. I didn't see him. I saw some energy, but I just didn't see much. And boy, Daigneault and Sam Presti are going to have to go back to the chalkboard, baby. They're going to have to really think tank this one over the next 48 hours into very new and different ways. I thought maybe they'd make a halftime adjustment, but they don't have the manpower. They are outmanned. They're outmanned without Dub and AJ. It's just not a fair fight. So what am I supposed to do? They're just going to win it on grit, unity, and determination and all those great intangibles. They'll show you that. But in the end, the Spurs are whole. You know, they say De'Aaron Fox has got an ankle. Boy, he looked pretty good to me tonight. And Dylan Harper had, I don't know what it was, but it's nothing. Whatever it was is nothing. He looked just fine tonight. They didn't shoot it very well from three. That's the only thing I could hang on to. Spurs were 6 of 33. That's 18%. They were 9 of 33. So they beat us. They were plus 9 from three, but they only shot 27% to our 18%. I can barely hang on to that, but there's nothing else to hang on to here because the Oklahoma City Thunder just scored 82 points with the back-to-back MVP. The Spurs scored 103 that should have been 123. I'm not saying they played great offensively, but they played great defensively against a team without its second and third best scorer. They front ran on us all night. That's what happened. They knew it. They knew Scott Foster and company got the memo. Spurs final. We need Wemby versus the Knicks in the final, and that has been written. So the Thunder have amazed me many times over the last 2 years, really the last 3 years, but they did lose that game at Minnesota that I keep mentioning. It was 143 to 101 in the conference finals last year. It was game 3. But that night, Shea was laughing on the bench saying, it's cute, but we'll figure it out. He wasn't laughing tonight. Nobody was laughing. Nobody was smiling. Nobody was giggling. I think they know the handwriting is now on their locker room wall, alien to the finals. I hope Daigneault and Presti come up with something, but in the end, you have to have the talent to do it with, to execute the brilliant game plan. And there's not going to be a Dub and there's not going to be an AJ, so I'll hang in with my Thunder in 7, but I just rationally, logically, I can't argue it now. It's just going to take some kind of miracle on Tuesday night. Maybe the Thunder should go get their nuns, the closest nuns to downtown Oklahoma City, bring them to the game, have them bless Chet and Hartenstein before the game. Maybe that's the only way to fly. I don't know, because right now I don't have another answer. It's getting dark early. And as much as I love this team, and as much as I loved, past tense, my prediction of Thunder in 7, which was right on course through 3 games, I can't love it now.